party girl who stabbed a stranger in the head with a stiletto in a random attack on her 21st birthday is let off with, get this, $250 fine. I shit you not. Now, you know, if a man did this, running around stabbing people in the fucking head, life in prison. Life in prison. Wayman? Meh. We'll just give her a fine. She has potential. I don't want to ruin her potential. She could be so much in life. Meaning I've been led to believe that Wayman had been held down and oppressed for a very long time. So for her to be able to achieve, to rise above, and become a doctor, a lawyer, woo! She's so much more deserving of mercy than a man in the same situation. Even if he could be the same thing, it doesn't mean as much, because he ain't a Wayman with a pussy. 25 years for you, $250 fine for you. So, Jasmine Fry used one of her shoes. You would think a shoe couldn't do a lot of damage, but have you seen how small and sharp some of those stiletto heels are? It's like a hammer. It's like one of those war hammers with a little tiny pick on the end. Don't underestimate the damage a woman can do with one of those. Especially when you're dealing with men who have essentially been taught from birth not to fight back or hit a woman. She used one of her shoes to attack stranger Kyle Johns, 19, in Brisbane's Fortitude Valley in the early hours of February 24th. Mr. Johns, get this, and you think, oh, well, it's no big deal if they give her only a $250 fine. She must not have done that much damage. Really? Mr. John's scalp had to be stapled back together after he was left lying barely conscious on the pavement in a pool of his own blood. Can anybody say toxic femininity? Of course, you've never heard about this story. Many people haven't, because the media is not going to pick this type of stuff up. Meanwhile, if some dude had clobbered some broad, it'd be all over the news. Men have to be taught not to be so violent. Like it's a problem for all men. Meanwhile, broad does something like this. It's an individual thing. It's specific to her. It has nothing to do with Doll Wayman. Love the double standard. Oh, boy. So Mr. John Scalp, wow, it was just, ooh, oh, my. All right, I'll show a picture here in a sec. Wow, that's crazy. He was left in a pool of his own blood. Well, yeah. I would imagine there'd be a lot of blood if they had to put his scalp back together. Oh, my God. Wow, some of these stories I come across, what I would call level 10 nuttiness. It's like, gotta take a second to absorb it. Fry pleaded guilty to assault and was given a $250 fine, but no conviction was recorded. What? That's a suspended sentence or something. That's like, wow, that's nothing. That's not a slap on the wrist. You could say it's technically a slap on the wrist because she had to pay $250. Meanwhile, it cost like $15,000 to put his head back together, but oh well. No conviction? So she'd be able to get any job, anywhere, anytime, and if they run a criminal background check, they won't find out that she's an attempted murderer. You might not want to hire her. Can't have any consequences for the Wayman. Before the attack, Fry was filmed advancing towards Mr. Johns, who's 1.95 millimeters tall, as he retreated. Of course, she had no fear because she knew that the system's on her side. She's living in a matriarchy. Don't believe the lies about a patriarchy. That's what they tell you to get you to cut your own balls off and ignore the fact and not even see the fact that the opposite is the case. And don't fight back against some little tiny broad who tries to kill you with a stiletto heel. She took off her shoe and threatened him, asking, "Want my fucking heel through your eyeball, cunt?" Fry had worked as a property manager at real estate agency Ray White before she was fired on Tuesday. Oh, I see. So this wonderful, lovely person who must be brimming with charisma and positivity must just have a bubbly personality. Got fired from a job that mostly has to do with customer service for reasons unknown. Yeah. I wonder why she was fired. So she said in response, it was a drunken act. It was my 21st birthday, and it's not me. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. What do you mean it's not you? Were you possessed by Satan? Did Beelzebub take you over? Are you somebody that believes in demon possession? Are you like one of these Seventh-day Adventists? Or are you one of these like really, really nutty Christians that goes to those black churches where you've got the fucking pastor or whatever giving exorcisms to people and they're coughing up phlegm and he's telling the people that's the demon? I've forced it out of you and your phlegm? Are you one of those people? Drunken act, what does that mean? By the way, let me tell you something about drunk people, okay? They show you who they really are when they get drunk. You want to see me drunk? This is it. I don't drink, but I have drunk before. I've been drunk, and I don't change. My behavior doesn't change. I'm the most authentic fucking person you're going to meet. I'm one in a fucking million, baby. I really am. I'm the most real, most authentic, most raw, real motherfucker you're ever going to meet. I don't change when I get drunk. I don't act any fucking different. Meanwhile, this broad, the persona that she puts on all day, it's just that, a persona. You'll see the real person when they get liquored up. And the real her tries to kill men with a stiletto. Interesting. Not me. What does that mean, not me? Who hit him over the fucking head? I don't know what that means, it's not me. What does that mean? I love this way people try to lay off responsibility by saying it was the drink. I've never seen a Hennessy bottle pick up a hammer or a stiletto fucking heel and bash somebody in the fucking head. You ever seen a fucking Hennessy bottle with legs and little fucking arms like a fucking T-Rex? Although if it had those little arms, I don't think it could bash anybody very good. But I've never seen that. It was the booze. It wasn't me. Yeah. And of course, people accept this because they'll look for any excuse to give a woman a break. Let's see what the broad looks like. Let's. Oh, I see. Ding, 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 ding. Answer. She's fucking hot. Well, that explains it. She's very attractive. I don't think she'd look that good, by the way, after boozing all night and you wake up next to her with no makeup, smudged hair, all the hair's all over the fucking place. Bernie Sanders hair. Yeah, I don't think she'd look too good in the morning. But she looks good there. I think we can surmise what perhaps led to her being given what amounts to even less than a slap on the wrist. I bet you if she had said, Your Honor, I'm short on cash. I can't afford $250. We'll knock it down to $99.95. It's your lucky day. We're giving discounts today on attempted murder. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, she's a good-looking broad. Looks like she's got a nice rack, too. Oh, baby, she's got a push-up bra there and everything. Boy, she's taking advantage of all the assets she's got, man. Yeah, okay. That answers that question. I don't know why I did that. Sure you do. You're a cunt. You called him a cunt, you're the cunt. You're evil. You're not possessed. You're just an evil person, and you need to be in prison to protect society. She'll probably try to kill somebody else, probably your kid, who knows. She's probably had abortions, too. Yeah. Get off killing babies! Yeah, I mean... I love the red flags here. There's so many red flags. Oh, man, I mean, she's trying to kill some guy. That's a huge red flag. Boy, oh boy. I hope that this stays on the internet for a while. And that anybody that wants to hire her does a Google search and finds that she's an attempted murderer. Although it'll probably be a radical feminist that she's trying to get hired by. And they'll be like, wow! Oh, boy! Hiring you now! I hate men, too. I just wish I had the courage to try to kill one with a stiletto heel. So, unbelievable. So I'm devastated, to be honest. If the roles were reversed, would I be getting the same pretty much slap on the wrist, said Mr. the guy that she tried to kill, Mr. Johns. Oh, my God. His mother, Susan, was woken up at 2:29 a.m. and told her son had been attacked and she feared he could have died. Fry said she has not been out drinking since the attack. If I believe anything this broad says. But a social media post reportedly showed her with an alcoholic drink in her hand posing with friends before a music festival. See? She's full of shit. Mr. Johns said he's very angry at Fry's punishment. There's no punishment. While Miss Fries is angry, while her son was beyond angry, recounting the night of the attack on her son, Miss Johns said it was every parent's worst nightmare. Yeah, any of you out there that think that broads are not dangerous, they can't hurt you? Yeah, not with their little fists, maybe, although they can, really. I mean, even a woman can learn how to throw a good punch, right? But, they get their hands on a weapon. That's a force multiplier, baby. You think that heel is Can't do a lot of damage. Maybe if it's one of those little like floppy fucking heels that you can bend in your hand, right? But if it's a solid wood base, it's like a fucking club or a hammer. It's got that little tiny heel. All that force focused on that one little area, it suddenly becomes like a pickaxe. Yeah, it'll go right through your fucking skull. I saw a video once of some dude taking a stiletto heel and putting it through a 1/4-inch piece of plywood, which is about the same strength as your skull. Don't kid yourself. Broads can be dangerous. They're much more likely to use a weapon, you see, than a man. Ay, ay, ay. So the mother says, I arrived panicked in the ER and the ambulance hadn't arrived. I then was told he's been stabbed in the head. Jesus Christ. Now I imagine the worst and spiral. The emotions I experienced in 30 seconds cannot be expressed. Miss Johns posted to Facebook. And what punishment does the perpetrator get? None. I don't know how this is possible. Look at this. He's so fucked up, he's got blood all over his face. Look at this. He's so traumatized, he's got so many blows to the head. It must have inflicted a concussion on him. He must have been seriously concussed, because he's like not only covered in blood and his scalp is a mess, but he's literally just out of it. Wow, that's great. That's great. Congratulations, lady. I bet she has no remorse. No remorse at all. Oh, I haven't drunk since. Yeah, they find her in a picture drinking a fucking tequila. Well, get the fuck out of here. She's a psycho. She's a psycho. But, you can't be surprised. Society is teaching women that men are disposable. They have no value. They're evil. They're disposable. They're less valuable than a Wayman. Is it any big surprise that a bunch of these entitled cunts, who, by the way, have also been taught that they'll get off the hook if they do something like this because they've seen other broads do stuff like this and get off the hook? Is it any surprise that stuff like this happens? I don't think so. I don't think so. And we're going to see more cases like this, not less. Yeah, it's going to get worse before it gets better, people. Believe you me. All right, let's move on. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Oh, my God. It's just unbelievable to me. It's a deadly weapon. I mean, does the judge know nothing? Was it a man? Was it a woman? Did they know nothing about stilettos? A lot of these heels are solid platform shoes. They don't bend at all. They can be like a fucking hammer. You ever see one of those fucking war hammers that's got a little tiny hammerhead on one side and a little pick on the other side, and you think, oh, that don't look too dangerous. It should be big, giant fucking hammer like the one Robert Baratheon used in Game of Thrones. Oh, that's nasty. No. The way these hammers and other weapons do damage is via velocity. You see, the faster something moves, the more mass it builds up, okay? Big, giant fucking hammer might actually not inflict as much harm as a much smaller one with a smaller head. That smaller head, by the way, also allows more of that force to be focused on a smaller area. These war hammers with the pick on one end and the tiny little hammer head with 4 prong-like teeth at the edges on the other side, they were made to bust armor. The bust chain armor, to dent fucking helms, to give people concussions so that they could then deliver a finishing blow with a dagger or something under the armpit or to the throat or through the eye, lift up the fucking visor, put a fucking dagger through the eye. So, yeah, stiletto, dangerous. It's a deadly weapon. That shit got a $250 fine. Just look at the outcome. Jesus Christ, his scalp was just macerated. They had to fucking staple it back together. Unbelievable.